The views and opinions that are expressed on WMSKOnlineradio.com are those of the guests, hosts, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, hosts, or advertisers. The shows presented on WMSKOnlineradio.com can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or personal practice. These shows are for entertainment only. Thanks for listening.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee, back at y'all on another Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. My name is Jay Renee, and I am brought to you by Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio, ultimately brought to you by WNSK. That's why you can hear the sound of my voice. You can connect with them and me, okay? If you want to connect with me, you definitely can. You can connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under the J Renee. That is THEJAYRENE. And I am brought to you by WMSK Online Radio. You can connect with them on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to connect with them on Instagram, you definitely can at WMSKOnlineradio.com. And if you want to connect with them on Twitter, you can at WMSK Online Radio. Okay, again, this is your girl, Jay Renee. I am here every Thursday night. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm glad that you made it. My name is Jay Renee, and I'm brought to you with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio. Thanks for tuning in. If you've been here before, I definitely still appreciate you. Thank you for definitely coming out. So tonight we are having a good night. I am also on Facebook, and I will be on Instagram later. So if you hear me having some conversation that you can't quite understand, that is because I am talking to my Facebook viewers, okay? I just gave a shout out and a wave to Carolyn Mobley. That is my second mama. If you ask her, she will say I am her daughter. If she didn't know she didn't have me, she wouldn't know that I wasn't hers. That's how close we are. So tonight we have a very good night. I have a special guest that will be in the building. I'm hoping before 10 o'clock. Okay, somebody that is a big asset to the Baltimore area. If you didn't know, I am broadcasting to you out of Baltimore. Okay, I'm definitely always going to show Baltimore love, but we have someone coming tonight that's going to talk to you a little about politics. Now, when it comes to politics, Black people are kind of scary. You know, it's hard to trust a politician. I think it's even a running gag out there not to trust politicians. But there are politicians that you can trust. And tonight, I'm going to be bringing you a representative and hopefully the actual congressperson will get a chance to call him. He is traveling, okay? Anyone that is trying to do something, they can't stay still. They have to be all over the place. So we definitely want to commend his efforts for the things that he's trying to do. I've heard lots of great things about him. I got to meet him, and everything he said made sense. But you know, in the Black community, when it comes to politics, we're a little skittish. You know, everybody, want to act like they're on our side, especially when it's election time. You never really know. But hopefully, the person that I bring you tonight will set you a little bit at ease, Baltimore, so you can see that you'll be voting for someone that cares about you. Okay, sometimes people in our community they make it out of our community and they learn some things that help them, maneuver through the world. So when they come back to their community or if they've been in their community and they've been supporting it, we definitely want to support them. When it comes to our vote, we definitely want to vote for people that can understand our struggle. We have politicians that are career politicians, and then we have politicians that get into politics because they've gotten to a position where they can make some change and they definitely want to. So that'll be our guest tonight. Definitely looking forward to both of them coming in. All right. Again, if you want to connect with me, you definitely can on Twitter and Instagram under the J Renee. Oh, and Facebook. I made me a Facebook. You can look under all of those avenues under the J Renee. That's TheJayRene. Now, if you've been here before, you know me, and one of the things I do is I play unsigned artists. And tonight is no different than any other night. I have some unsigned artists for you. I have my sign. I got Hayes Paladin General. I got Kay Walker. I got Descent MC, and I have some Tone KGB Capone for you. Okay, if these are artists that you know, we definitely want you to show them love. If there's an artist that you think I need to hear, I definitely want to hear them. Send their music or have them send their music or the links, okay, MP3s or the links so I can listen to them to hip hop humanism radio at gmail.com. That's hip hop humanism radio at gmail.com. I listen to all music, and if you're worth it, I definitely would love to play your music. So we're going to get into some music right now, okay? This live is going to end, but I will be back once we start talking some business. But right now, I'm about to play some music for y'all. So I'm going to play a little bit of music. The first artist, his name is Hayes Paladin General. He is out of Wilmington, Delaware. I think y'all really don't like this one. This one is called Jeff. If you have a request or want to talk to me, you definitely can. Hit me up at 570-763-WMSK. That's 570-763-9675. I will be here until 11 o'clock. This is Hayes Paladin, the General. Okay, he is out of Delaware. The name of the song is called Jeff. I will be playing a few of his songs, so make sure y'all stay with me. I'm going to end this live, but I will be back once my special guest gets in the building or once I get into some talks. So I'm going to enjoy some music right now. If you want to see me on YouTube, you don't want to miss a moment, you definitely can. Go ahead and log on to YouTube and go under WMSK Online Radio, and you'll see me. I'm right here, Hip Hop Humanism Radio. You can type that in, and it will pop up my old videos and my new ones. Anyone that's watching, I appreciate you very much. I will be back on live as soon as my special guest gets in the building. Again, if you would like to get your music played, or if you have someone that you think has the potential and needs a chance to be heard on the radio, you definitely can link up with me under Hip Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com. That is Hip Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com. So as soon as my special guest gets here, it's supposed to be about 10 or 15 minutes. I will be going back live. So I hope that y'all will be back with me. I appreciate each and every one. All right, I'm about to let you in. Huh? I'm about to let you in. Y'all need some? All right, so we have a live feed camera. Let's speak in the house. I just want to let y'all know we have a live.
That piece I'm able to give you what you need.
You're welcome. Thank you, kind sir. Let us know if you need anything, okay? All right. You can have a seat in any seat you want. When I'm hot, meaning when I'm talking to the mic, that means they can hear you too. So just be mindful of that. Right now is the time if there's anybody that you know that you want to promote their business or what they got going on, just write it down. Definitely get it out on the air.
Sure.
This is all things urban, whatever we got going on, some news or anything.
For sure.
This is the time to drop. What's today's date, please, sir?
The 12th. What's the demographics around you listening to?
Okay, so we reach all of the United States, in over 120 countries. We're out of Baltimore, so Baltimore is big listening to us, but
Right.
I'm from Delaware,
Okay.
so we got a following there, and I also have a few connections in Philly.
Okay.
So I know for sure that Philly, Delaware, and Maryland is listening.
Gotcha.
I have a few people that are in different parts of the United States that I know listen to me, and I know we have a very big following in Australia
Really?
and South Africa, and Canada likes us too. But yeah, so right now I got some independent artists. Make sure you put your phone on vibrate. But I always let them know, hey, this is real life. We black folks, it's okay. But we want to keep it as professional as possible.
Best that it ring now. That reminder.
That's what we're doing. As far as what I got going on, I have PBS looking at us.
Okay.
I have the humanist group looking at us. I do identify as a humanist, but I also believe in God. There's different types of humanists. You got the humanists that are like, I want to do it. I don't believe in God. But you also have the Christian humanist, the economic humanist. So it's all different types.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what a humanist is somebody who believes in humans. Once you hear something that's not right, it sits in your soul. You know what I'm saying? That's what a humanist is. They care about humans, about the human condition, no matter where they're from. As a black woman from the urban community, of course, that is one of my main focuses. Okay, something that I do besides the radio is I go to different communities, urban communities, and I use a technique called ABCD, which stands for asset based community development. And all that is how like someone that's coming in that's trying to help you and they're just pointing out everything that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now the normal human response when somebody's coming in your area telling you what's wrong is this. You know what I'm saying? So what asset-based community development is I come in and I tell the community everything that they're doing right. And I highlight it. And then I look and see what is needed in this area. What is the youth interested in? And how can I make the community that's already doing everything it's doing work together?
You have a background in social work?
I was in the military. I retired from the military. And I've always been into human resources, the human condition and stuff like that. So I don't have like a textbook background, but I'm a human and I have a real heart. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it comes from. The only reason why I'm not a social worker is because if I see a baby getting hurt and the system not working, me and my goons pulling up. So that's why I stay away from that. Like I have that kind of heart. Like that baby over there and they ain't doing nothing. Let's go pull up. So so I have to put myself in a position where I can be the most beneficial but stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? So this radio station that I made is just based on everything urban. I talk about the good stuff we do, the first that we do, the stuff that affects us as far as our health and society, but I also talk about the bad stuff, how the police treat us, what we need to do better, just everything urban. You know what I mean? So that's why I said if you have somebody that you like, hey, this person's got a great idea, this person has a business, just everything black is on this station. So that's what I do. I got our questions set up, but I got a few little segments set up for where I can just make sure I'm straight. I do suffer from PTSD. I was in the army. I've been to Iraq a couple times, so sometimes I can get a little lost. So if you notice that I'm getting a little lost, feel free to bring me on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if okay, so one thing I want to do is I want to get his name straight. I want to
Sapphire. Saafir.
Saafir. Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Okay. All right.
Her last name Rob. Rabb.
Rabb. All right. So take this time. Any social media that you have, he has, anything that's linked to the campaign, you need to have that readily available. Because I might, I would say, okay, what do you say your name was? Muhammad, right? Okay, I'm like, hey, Muhammad, hey, brother, tell people how they can get in contact with you and stop fears. And then that's when you'll just run it down. All your social media. We never know when someone's tuning in, so you'll be finding yourself saying that quite a bit because they might have missed it, but we don't want them to miss it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want to make sure that we have that. Saafir Rob or
Rob.
Okay. So, like I said, one of the main things that I want to talk about tonight is one of the things I do. I look on Facebook and I see what the trend is in the Black community. And besides, the kidnapping and sex trafficking, one of the things that I see right now is Black men are crying out that their mental health is important. And as a Black man, you look like you're around my age. There's always been a stigmatism when it comes to that. So, that's just something that's gonna keep us down. So, as y'all got it hard. Like a woman that's serious, like we know that y'all do. You know what I'm saying? So, and as women, we can be very hard on y'all, but y'all need a platform to express yourself and get that out. You know what I mean? So, that's one of the things that I'm gonna be talking about tonight. Just y'all mental health. So,
I'm gonna be able to give you a little bit of that.
Okay, so yeah, you did say that. So what made you say that?
I'm a therapist.
Okay, see, you gotta make sure we
outside of this, I actually own a couple mental health clinics.
I want you to plug yourself too.
Okay.
Don't forget yourself. Like I said, this is our platform. So I definitely want you to plug yourself. And now that I know that, I would definitely love and appreciate you coming for future shows. It's important, man.
Absolutely.
Very important.
Absolutely.
So you're originally from Baltimore?
I'm originally from Jersey.
Okay. The man I love is from Jersey. Y'all good people?
Originally from Jersey, but I've been here a long time.
So let's connect on Facebook. You want to go live?
I don't even have Facebook, believe it or not. My company does, but I don't.
I suggest you get one. You can set it up to where it isn't just like, hey, be my friend, everybody. You can set it up on the platform. I only suggest that because it's a technology age. So Facebook is one of your biggest platforms to get stuff out. I have a couple of different Facebook groups, and that's how I get information out.
So I use my companies they do that. But me personally,
I get it. I have a personal Facebook, and the more that I go towards my goals, I check myself because I used to be very careful because I was married. And I got out of that, so then I'm on my rebellious, but I had to like rein myself back in. Like, hold on, I have a platform. One day this might come back to me. So I mean, I've never said anything I didn't mean, but you just become more mindful because it might come
everything
back.
matters. Everything not for everybody.
Yeah, some things you keep in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're gonna have a great show. ending up exactly at 9:30.
Okay.
So you got a little time to relax, get your beverage.
Oh no, I'm
Do
good.
you
I
have
literally,
any questions of me?
nah, I'm straightforward, ready for you to shoot the questions my way.
Don't get it, man.
Yeah, but literally, I was in I spoke in Howard County
Okay.
before I came here, and the option was to go past the game or go get something to eat. I said, if we go past that game, we gonna be late.
Yeah.
Way
I'm
go
telling
about
you,
it.
like we professionals. I'm a upstreet professional.
Mm-hmm.
One day I was hungry. I came here about 5 minutes late because I had to stop for chicken. I like chicken, and you know that.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, y'all, I'm 5 minutes late. I love y'all. I had to give me some chicken. Y'all know how chicken is. You know, it's just I keep it very real
Mm-hmm.
with my viewers because realism is what sells. You know, people want to see themselves in people. People want you to keep it real. They don't want you to lie.
What you think your age demographic is?
I would say that right now my age demographic truly for like what I'm saying is 35 and older.
Okay.
And that's just because I play the hip hop that influenced us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about change. And usually around 35, our people have looked around and they've decided that they're a part of the problem or they like, I don't really like this. You know what I'm saying? But I have a millennial, my little sister. She's 23. She's my co-host. She couldn't make it here right now, but that's how I keep it fresh. Her ideas. I know how I see it, but how do you as a millennial see it? You know what I'm saying? I don't discriminate against anyone. I try to be very mindful about how I approach what I think about this generation, especially on the music tip. Because when it comes to music, it's a lot of stuff that they putting out. I just, you know what I'm saying? But I don't attack anybody individually. Because, you know, if somebody's fan, you're going to lose that whole demographic if you say something bad about them. So I'm very mindful and careful of what I say. And I say things sometimes where people can expose themselves. So I might put it out there like, hey, how can you be living your best life if all you do is talk bad about people? So I didn't point nobody out, but you know, if the shoe fits, wear it.
You originally from Louisiana?
No, I'm originally from Wilmington, Delaware. Louisiana is my army life, and
Army life. Okay,
right.
gotcha.
That was my last duty station. I had married a man from Louisiana, so I spent about 10 years there. Mm-hmm. So you'll hear my accent. It'll be hard to tell where I'm from. Sometimes it's gonna be southern. Sometimes it sounds like I'm from the East Coast. It's all mixed up, you know. But it's a part of me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we got about, let me see here, we got a minute. I can introduce you properly, sir. I'm so glad that you made it. I hope very much that the congressman can call in because I have a little group that I talk about. And he was like, it's a bad
They're
look
supposed to text me
that a politician doesn't show up. But his efforts of wherever he is, as long as he can loop that in, that is towards our effort, then people understand. People, come on.
Yeah, that man in Minneapolis.
That's what my sister, Tia, she was like, I thought I was busy. She was like, no, he's busy.
Yeah, that man in Minneapolis. He flew out or what?
I've already made a statement about career politicians versus others. So that's just follow me.
Absolutely.
This music right here that you hear from the first part of the show, this is my idea. All right, man. What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee with Hip Hop Humanism Radio. I am brought back to you. I hope that you enjoy the music that I play. Remember, I do play unsigned artists. If you are an unsigned artist and you think your music deserves to be played, I definitely would love to hear it. Please send me an email at hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. That is hiphophumanismradio@gmail.com. com. Some of the artists that you got to hear before you got to hear the sound of my lovely voice is Hayes Paladin, the General with Jeff. You got to hear Descendant MC with Be More. You got to hear Poet Deep. He is a Baltimore native, okay? That is Poet Deep. He is here from Baltimore. He had a song for y'all, Fly Away. And then we had my song with Better Than I've Ever Been. So, like I told y'all before the break, I do have a special guest in the building. I'm going to let him introduce himself and let you know what he's here for. Hey, special guest, how you doing?
Peace, peace, family. This is Mujahid Muhammad, better known as Muhammad. I am here with the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful host, Jay Renee. I appreciate the opportunity to come out and speak to you and your listeners about Safir Ra, who is running for Congress, currently running for the late, great Elijah Cummings seat.
Rest in peace. All right, so I first got to meet Safir a couple of weekends ago. Baltimore had a rally. It was so awesome. We had so many black kings come together and black queens as well. You know, we're always in the mix, but it was so many black kings just there talking about, you know, the current situation in the urban life of Baltimore, and it was a beautiful thing. And I got to hear him speak. So one of the things I was talking to my millennial, shout out to her. She's not in the building. She's working hard. Y'all know how it is. She got two jobs. She's doing her thing. We definitely want to send her love. But when I was talking to her, I was telling her that when it comes to politics and politicians, the black atmosphere, black people, we're just kind of like skittish. You know, we've always heard, you know, not to trust politicians. As we look at the news and we look at our life, we see how, you know, politicians just don't really do right by the community. And when I got to talk to you earlier, we were talking about there's a difference between a career politician and someone that gets into it to fight the good fight. And I know that you was telling me that Safir wasn't a career politician. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
So I think when you talk about the career politician, often we're talking about individuals who have come into politics and they use it as a job, right? They're in politics and they live based on that. So they're willing to do what it takes for them to keep their job. And often that goes against our needs or our wants as a community. They come into office often tending to want to do right by us, but when the pressure is put on them because it's their job and they need to feed their families, they bend and they shake.
Right.
And for some of them, they trying the best that they can, and for some others, they really not doing right for us as a community. When we look at an individual like a Safir who's stepping into politics, we're talking about someone just like us that's from, he's from Park Heights. If you're from Baltimore, you know Park Heights, right? So
right, I was going to ask you that because I heard that he was from somewhere that Baltimore was very familiar.
Yeah, absolutely from Park Heights, office still on Park Heights. So when you have an individual that's from the community who did what he needed to do with regards to go and get his education and become successful in his career, which was being an international developer and then being a consultant for businesses throughout 32 different countries, making quite a bit of money for himself and then finding a way to pour it back into his community. And I'll talk about that a little later, but finding a way to pour it back into his community. This is not a man that needs to live off of a check being a politician, which allows him to step into an office and say that I'm here for my community. And when others push for him to do something that's not in line with us, he's not indebted to anyone. Right. He's not worried about having or losing a job. Right. Politics should not be a job. And that's why we feel that and we know that the best politicians are ones who are not in office forever.
Right.
So when you have someone in office for so long, they lose touch with the everyday people.
Right.
And that's what we see in our career politicians, whether they mean well or they don't.
Right. I can definitely agree with you there. I think that oftentimes, as a people, we can get caught up in politics. Politicians are usually very crooked. That's why I think that we have to be mindful of those that come from our community.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard for someone that's never been in our condition to consider us.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get certain people in office, they've never been poor, they've never lived check to check. They've never been dependent on really anything. They might have a silver spoon in their mouth. They got a trust fund. So how can these people really make decisions for the ones that are really going out there and voting? Someone that has been rich all his life, he can't understand what it feels like to be in the hood
Mm-hmm.
and not have anything. To be in the hood and you want your relationship to work out, but it's more beneficial for you to be a single mother because all these benefits come with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it's very important to um, inquire and support people that are out of our neighborhood. So I know that, South Fair, like you said, he's not a career politician. He's not just coming on the scene to get a paycheck.
Right.
And he's from where you said he's from. Where did you say he was from again?
Park Heights, Baltimore.
All right,
Heights.
see, I'm not from Baltimore. Please forgive me. I'm not
that's
taking
okay.
anything from it. But I have heard Park Heights a few times.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that anybody that's from Baltimore knows the significance that someone from that neighborhood has made it.
Absolutely.
And we have to remember that sometimes our people make it. And when they do make it, if they are considerate and loving enough and mindful enough, they come back to our communities. So we have to use that to our advantage.
Absolutely.
So I know that, South Florida, he hasn't just came on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he has done lots of things, not before he's even thought about getting into the political realm. So can you please, let everyone that's in Washington know what some of the things that he did before he even, thought to become a politician? Because I know he's got some cred out there.
Right,
so
right.
What's some of the things that he's done?
So I think that a lot of the things that this brother's been able to accomplish has not necessarily been put out there because he's been in the midst of doing work. So often when we hear about someone running out for office, they stand on their accomplishments that they've been able to pass this bill or work with this group. But this is someone who's been working behind the scenes for so long.
Just for the care.
For the care of the people. And what I say often is, you may not know Safir, but you know his work.
Right.
So,
and don't even know it sometimes.
And don't even know it, right?
Right.
So in West Baltimore, a lot of people know about the program I Can't, We Can. So I Can, We Can. Safir, at some point, it was a smaller program. His uncle, Israel Kasan, actually runs the program. He established the program. I Can't, We Can. What happened was that they were having a problem with supporting individuals with substance abuse. Because at the end of the day, people were coming in and they wanted the support, but they needed to be sustained with housing.
Right.
So Safir, being a developer at the time internationally, said, look, I'm going to come in. I'm going to bring my dollars. Right? This straight community, I don't have anything with profit. I'm going to bring my dollars back to Park Heights.
Right.
And I'm going to develop housing. So what he did was he found a way to buy a bunch of the abandoned houses. Okay. And he used the individuals that were in treatment and he gave them jobs. See, the jobs that he gave them were to fix up the same, what we call them, abandonments.
Right.
Fix up the same abandoned houses so that they can then live in those houses.
Right.
So what we took was people who needed support. And the way people need support is two ways. One, a lot of times when you're going through a struggle, you need somebody to put their arms around you, let you know I care, and I'm going to walk through whatever you're going through, I'm going to walk through it with you.
Right.
But the other piece has to be the thing that we all we all need a job. We all need to be able to purchase food,
Right.
make sure when it's cold outside, we can keep our heat on,
Right.
and things like that, right? So he
Right.
was able to do that through developing jobs,
Right.
but not for individuals at that time with regards to this, not for individuals who had a great chance at finding employment.
Right.
For those individuals who needed it the most,
Right.
individuals at risk for substance use, for violence, and more than anything, for poverty.
Mhm.
Because one of the biggest challenges in our community is poverty. And poverty is one of the major causes of violence. So if we want to reduce the violence in our community, which is a major issue in all of our major cities.
Exactly.
And I know your listenership is all over the world.
Right.
So when I say all our major cities, I've traveled a little bit, and I'm talking about major cities internationally as well.
Right.
But the cause of that is often poverty.
Yeah, that's true. I'm telling you, man, somebody with a full belly has options.
Mm,
When your belly is empty,
mm,
it's a whole different ballgame. And most people can't relate to really being hungry.
mm-hmm.
Some people miss a meal. You might not eat all day. It's a difference between that. You had an option to eat. You didn't. It's a different people. When it comes to basic needs, people are more likely to become animalistic.
Mm.
You know, and anyone that's been paying attention, you will know that the urban community is set up for that. And when you talk about the substance abuse, I often talk about just how the urban community is built. I'll use myself for an example. I used to have an issue with alcohol,
Mhm.
and I wanted to quit. Outside my neighborhood, everywhere I look, there's a liquor store.
Mm.
I can stumble from one over to the other. And in the midst of doing that, I can pick up some food that's going to kill me.
For sure.
That's going to shoot up my diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. The hood is set up like that. So when you have people that are actually trying to make a change, just from their heart, with no real objective, that I believe that's something that we definitely have to pay attention to. It's hard out here, Black folks. We all know that. So if we have someone that has made it out of our community, that has figured out how the scheme of things work, we have to support them. We can't say, oh, you changed, oh, you doing that. They might have changed, but it's for the greater good, you know. Like I said, at this summit that I went to last weekend, I think it was the weekend before last in Baltimore, I got to hear Safir speak. I was very impressed, you know. But of course, like I said, in the Black community, we're a little skittish.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? But like we said, he's not a career politician. He's not in it for a check. He doesn't need our money. He's taking his own money and giving it back to the community. And there's efforts of his that he hasn't even co-signed. He didn't need to tell nobody.
Mm-hmm.
He did it for his community.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is definitely something that we have to pay attention to. So, my kind sir Muhammad,
Yes.
please let the people know if they want to see what's going on with South Fair and support the good fight and get connected with y'all on social media. How can they do that?
So I'm gonna ask everybody to check out Safir at Safir, the number 4 Congress. Safir, the number 4 Congress on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But go online to Safir 4 spelled out FOR 4 Congress.com and find out how you can get involved. One thing for sure, the way to make sure that the people we put in office do what we need them to do is to get around them.
Right.
Right? When you're around somebody and you have their ear, you can let them know what my concern is,
Right.
and build that relationship to
Right.
ensure that they represent you. But
Right.
I think in this case, I want everyone to go online, check him out at Safir4Congress.com.
And he's a very approachable person. So if you want to talk to him, you can feel free to talk to him. he is a politician, but he's just like you and I. He's from our neighborhood. He understands our condition, and he's a human, and he's a good human. You know, it's not many of them out there, so we definitely have to pay attention to the good humans. I hope that y'all got that information, and we definitely have a lot more to talk to y'all about. We're going to talk more about Safira Rao, who is running for office here in Baltimore, and we're going to talk some about his predecessor and the great things that he did and the things that Safira wants to pick up and keep running with, and some new things that he would like to implement. So we're gonna play a few bills. You know how they go. We definitely gotta pay bills. If I ever find a way to get around them, I will share them with you. But we haven't found a way yet. So we're gonna play a few bills, and then we're gonna play some throwbacks for y'all. It is Thursday, and if y'all know, I have started to implement some throwback Thursday music. If you want to talk to me, or if you want to talk to the brother Muhammad and find out more about Safir, or just talk to us and let us know what you got going on. We would love to hear your voice, just like you hear my voice. You can get on the radio. You can contact us at 570-763 WNSK. That's 570-763-965. So I'm going to play some commercials for you, and then we're going to go right into some old school music. And then we'll be back to talk more about politics and the condition of the African American, Black, Pan African, however you identify a situation. And we're going to talk a little bit about the health of the Black man. My Black man. Look at my face, y'all. You can see me on Facebook. Anybody that knows me knows that I am hard on y'all. But I love y'all just as much. So we're going to talk a little bit about y'all. So definitely stay tuned with us, and I'm going to stay tuned with y'all. So we got about 11 minutes.
Okay.
So how you feeling?
Oh, great. Absolutely.
Right, cool. So we come back from the break. We're going to talk about what makes Safir different from Elijah. But what I think I'm going to talk about first is the things that he wants to carry on from him. And I think that it'll be able to carry us on in a good transition to some things that he wants to do and implement and stuff like that. Make everybody happy.
Absolutely.
And then we'll double back to him not being a career politician. For anybody that's just tuning in, we'll hit that again. And let me see. And then I know you wanted to highlight the good job that Elijah did. I think that I heard you say something about it, but just say it again, So, all right, we're going good. You need no water or nothing?
No, I'm good. Literally, we spent a little time in between right before I came here.
Okay.
Probably a little too much.
Is he gonna try to call in? I don't know.
I'm waiting for a text.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a text.
Yeah, whenever you call in, regardless of what we got going on, I can shut it down.
Yeah.
And make it to where we can take this call.
Now it's your turn to fight back.
I'm so glad we can.
I'm glad I could make it, sis. I appreciate you having me.
We got to stick together, man. We get it. And
Yeah.
I know that I be trying to tell people, I know that they want to reach our millennials, but we have to accept the fact that they might not be reachable. So we have to concentrate on the kids.
I said that they still reachable because there was a time where I wasn't reachable.
What is that about?
Yeah.
We just, like, how stupid can we be? These people that's been here for 60 years
Right.
is telling us some stuff, and we're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. They obviously know what they're talking about. I can't believe I used to be that stupid. Now, I had my granddaddy, I always listened to him. But yeah, just like, oh no, that's, and be right there, like they said that. Foolish. What is that, bro? I think that's just the human condition, man. We just gotta get out there and It was it's a quote out of Poetic Justice, and she was like, "Man, this is the world we supposed to get out and fuck up with." Sometimes that's just how we learn. Can't nobody tell us nothing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though.
It is.
Because we losing a lot of our warriors. And we're missing a lot of productive years. And some of that's work and some of that's knowledge. And
that's why I said we have to, somebody got to reach out to their kids, because from the ages of 0 to 9, that's when we can shape our kids' personality.
For sure. And more than anything, when age 0 to 5.
I'll be right back, okay?
Absolutely. What you do?
Let me know if you need anything.
Okay. Appreciate you.
I might have to knock, but I think I'll be fine. Got about 12 minutes of music.
All right.
Third time's a charm. I need to mark this key.
So how you get into the radio game?
By accident.
Really?
And it's crazy because I've been training for this all my life, but I didn't know it. When I was younger, I used to sit in the bathroom for hours and read the newspaper out loud. I wanted to be a TV broadcaster. So I wanted to be well read. And my grandfather was very big into being well read, and he used to read the dictionary and the source and stuff like that. So I had reached out to Power 99, which is a big station in
I know.
Philadelphia. And that's when I had first started creating my programs, and I'm so motivated. I'm gonna tell the world. And I reached out to them, and they just shunned me. They's like, yeah, you gotta pay us like $7,500 and all this stuff. So I was like, forget y'all, I'll find another radio station. So I found a list of all the radio stations, and I just went down the line, and I got to Tia, and she was like, well, how did you hear about me? And I said, I'm gonna be honest, you was a station on the list, and I'm reaching all of y'all. And from that, we just built a relationship and a rapport. And she actually became my sister in love. You know what I mean? And she had the radio station. It was out for a while, and I was like, I'll try it. And I got on here, and I love it.
It's comfortable, huh?
Yeah, like I live in North Carolina now, and I make the commute. It's 4.5 hours. And people don't understand, but I do. Like I feel it's important.
I'm sure it's therapeutic.
It is. The drive is therapeutic.
Oh yeah, always.
Because I'm big on silence and time alone and thinking. Sometimes I don't even turn my radio on. I just be in silence thinking the whole time. So it's just I didn't look for it. It found me.
Right.
And now I'm here. And I can't get enough. I'm trying to get actually some more time, like another day. So I'm into it, man. And it's crazy because like everything I do for people is for free. And people try to discourage me and all this stuff, but they can't, man. Like so I remember when I needed somebody to do something for me.
Right.
Just because,
Well, what make you happy too.
Yeah. Helping people make them happy.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I just have to be careful because I have a habit of falling into the Mother Teresa complex. So I have
to find a balance.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on now is finding that balance. I had to narrow it down because adults, man, are full of surprises, but kids are always kids. They're innocent. You can always invest in kids and feel good. So. All right, so we got about 4 minutes.
I'm good for another half an hour.
All righty.
Another 25 minutes.
Whatever you got, brother. And what is this particular position that he running for?
It's for U.S. Congress.
And will you do you have the ability to explain what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do?
I would rather, instead of explaining what the U.S. Congress is, what it means to us as a people to have someone from us to be U.S. Congress.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring it into that and you'll be able to explain that. Information is power.
Nah, absolutely. I think everybody needs to know that. Like, understanding the different roles.
Right.
Everybody got a different role. And if we're not asking the right questions when we're around certain people and what we're asking for, we miss out on opportunities. If you around a congressman and you're asking about your snow removal and the price of taxes on your house, your water bill, you're not even talking. You might as well be talking to your neighbor.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with what they do.
Right. One of the things that I'm doing right now is when it comes to poor people, our 14th Amendment is being violated when it comes to intellectual property protection. So if you have an idea that you want to patent, it costs $10,000 just to get it in the patent office.
Really?
That don't even count the $1,500 fee you got to give the lawyer to file it. And once you pay, if you have this 10,000, just sitting around, okay. Once they get there, if they deny it, you don't get your money back. If you want to try it again, it's another $10,000. The 14th Amendment says that anybody, regardless of where you're from, you're supposed to have the same opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
How many of us got $10,000 to play with? So you automatically telling us with this stipulation, you don't care about our idea. So I'm working on getting that check. Right now, they have a waiver for copyright. They have a waiver for trademark. That's great. But the fact that you put a waiver in place, you know what you're doing is wrong. It's supposed to be equal. I don't have $10,000. I have 3 great ideas that can change the world that I have to keep to myself. I don't have 10 grand in place. And even if I did, because I know that my brethren don't, I can't sit at rest with them.
There you go. There you go. So I'm gonna tackle something around that.
Yeah, I can't sit at rest with that. And of course, all the people that don't look like us that I talk to, they got all these organizations, and that's great. I'm gonna call them, but you're not gonna make me shut up.
That's good.
You know how many great ideas are in the hood? We come up with excellent ideas.
But not just in the hood.
Anywhere.
Everywhere. And you're looking at them because the majority of the creative ideas that people take, they take from us. And then they put the science behind it to get it done.
Well, we already know we built this country. That's another show. I'm gonna need you to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna go hot. You ready?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Jay Renee, brought to you by Hip Hop Humanism Radio. If you want to connect with me, you definitely can. You can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Jay Renee. That is TheJayRene. And if you can hear the sound of my voice, that means that I am brought to you by WMSK Online Radio. You can reach out to WMSK on Instagram under WMSKOnlineRadio.com, and you can reach out to them on Twitter at WMSK Online Radio. If you are tired of hearing my voice and you would like to see me, I definitely invite you to do that, and you can do that on YouTube. On YouTube, just look up WMSK Online Radio, Hip Hop Humanism Radio, and you can see my face. You can see my face right now, as well as my special guest that is in the building. He is from Baltimore. He understands the Baltimore climate, and I highly appreciate them. Hello, special guest. Please let the people know who's in the building.
Peace, family. This is Mujahid Muhammad, better known just as Muhammad, and I'm here on behalf of our future Congressman, Safir Rob.
All right. So, Safir Rob, if you haven't been here earlier, we have been talking about him a little bit in his efforts and the things that he's doing, but we're going to double back. We're going to double back for those of us that have just tuned in, and we're going to double back for those that have been listening, just so you can get a better understanding of the man that is running for the plan. Okay, so I know politics can be, pretty confusing, even to me. I feel like I'm pretty intelligent, but I don't know everything. I just see people, and if you're like me and you grew up in a black family, they always say vote Democrat. Okay, so blindly vote Democrat. It doesn't matter. But we have a professional in the building, and he is here to represent not only himself, but a man that is running from U.S. Congress. So I know that sounds like a big word, and when we think of Congress, we think of something so far away from ourselves. Mm-hmm. But the U.S. Congress and someone in that position that is linked to us is a lot more close than we really realize and think. So since I have you in the building, I would appreciate if you would, just let everybody know what exactly does it mean to be a part of U.S. Congress, and what does it mean if Safir Rob a representative from our neighborhood, from us, what does it mean if he actually gets in there?
So I think I'm gonna deal with that question with why he's running, because the reason why he's running kind of answers that question. So at the time, when the unfortunate death of Elijah Cummings happened, we had a discussion around how does his legacy really continue.
Right.
His legacy is not transferable to anyone, right?
Right.
No one has that automatic right to have that. But the work that he did was an example to us as a people of how we can fight for ourselves and stand up for our community. And I think that what he felt was a necessity to bring that to a different level. To use what was poured in him because he actually had a personal relationship with Elijah Cummings. They literally sat on the board of I Can, We Can together. So to bring that fight and couple it with knowledge on how to break barriers, to create leadership. All right, so when we talk about leadership, my definition of leadership is being able to change the rules.
Right.
Because part of the challenge that we have is that the rules are not shaped to benefit or create a even playing field for everyone.
Mm.
So the reason that he's running for Congress is because in Congress, that's where the rules are made.
Exactly.
So the large scale rules around where our tax dollars go or who gets what benefit or what breaks, it's created in Congress.
Right.
So I'll give you an example of some of the work that he's been able to do and why that's important for him, a person like this, to be in Congress. There's something in developing, in the development world. If you develop houses, buildings, anything like that, it's called a tax credit deal. Excuse me. So a tax credit deal allows you to get a lot of tax dollars in establishing, whatever you're trying to build. But a tax credit deal has a rule. That rule states if you've never done a tax credit deal, or anyone in your family has never done a tax credit deal, you can't do a tax credit deal.
Ain't that something?
That don't sound too fair to me.
It don't sound fair to me.
That don't sound like it's for everybody.
First of all, it don't sound fair because I don't even know what that is. Okay. So that lets me know that I'm missing out on something, and America as a big whole doesn't care because they're sure not looking for me.
Right. So
explain what a tax credit deal is.
So it's what allows you to get money.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it comes down to you can get money to build large scale properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he found this out, and he said, look, I don't care what the rule is around this tax credit deal, because that sounds like a Jim Crow law.
Okay, hello.
That
good old boy system.
If you or someone in your family,
right.
Now a lot of our families, they didn't have the opportunity to go and build buildings or homes. So no one in our family would have that, have done that previously, which means that I'm blocked out.
Exactly.
He actually was able to accomplish breaking that rule.
Okay.
And being the first Black person to do a tax credit deal in Maryland.
Okay.
Now that's significant because it's not easy to break through those barriers that are set up,
right,
and allow them to actually benefit us. Right. So he did that as just a regular resident, right?
Right.
He did that as a regular resident.
Right.
What do we think he could do if he was the congressman?
Hello.
If it was his responsibility to actually write the bills.
Hello.
That's what congressmen do. Congressmen, they go out and they write bills and they bring money and ensure money comes to our district. They don't do our local legislation. But the significance here is, Baltimore, the last 10 years, last decade, 16.5 billion. That's with a B.
Billion.
billion came into our community in the 7th district.
How much did we get, brother?
I can't tell. I can't see it.
Where is it?
I can't tell you. And that's the challenge.
Right.
That is our challenge. And I think that's why Safir is running. Because Safir has the ability to understand how to make deals work and ensure that if dollars like that are coming into our community, there should always be a certain amount earmarked for the people of that community.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell y'all something, okay? If y'all didn't understand what he said, don't feel bad. It's all right, because I'm gonna break it down for y'all. I'm breaking it down in layman terms, as they call it, in the common man terms. We must vote for those that know our condition and support our position. Because they have done what they needed to do to learn how to maneuver in this world legally and sustainably and in a way that actually makes change. So we need to vote to put them in the positions to do this. And if they are who they say they are, they will do what they say they're going to do. Billions of dollars. I'm talking about Jay-Z status. Okay, I'm talking about wake up and be like, you know what? I'm going to the pool today. I'm talking about that kind of billions of dollars coming to each urban communities. I don't know if y'all know this. Let me tell you this because I know this. Every state gets a certain amount of money that they get free from the government to put into their city. So from November to December, all that construction and stuff you see and put up, and you be like, why is this here? Because they need to spend that money. Because if they don't spend that money, they get less next year. Okay. We're in a position, unfortunately, right now that if we don't know, we're being left out. All this money that is there, they're not necessarily keeping it from us, but they're not telling us that it's there.
There you go.
That's why we need somebody in position that knows what we need, that cares about what we need, that has the balls, the gumption, and in the Army, we used to call it intestinal fortitude. That's one to add to your repertoire. You ain't gonna find it in no dictionary. Intestinal fortitude to stand up and say, hey man, this neighborhood hasn't got funding in 3 years. Where's their money? And of course they're gonna, oh, he, ha, ho. That's what they do. Nobody wants to just give you their money. You have very few, especially to the Black community. We need somebody in place that's gonna say, hey man, whatever. Where's my money? Where's our money? Where's you've missed us for 2 years. Give me my bread. We need somebody in our corner that knows our position, knows what we need, knows where to put the money, and has the gumption and the nuts and the intestinal fortitude.
I like that one.
To add, ain't that a good word?
That's a
They
good
used to
one.
be my go-to.
Yeah.
Intestinal fortitude. To stand up for what they know is right. And they're not weak to where they're gonna fold. They're not weak to where they can placate them and they go away. We're not going nowhere. We here. They brought us here. If they had before they brought us here, we was here. Okay, that's another show. We don't do that today.
Right.
But we need somebody in the positions that make America not able to ignore us. They can ignore us in our house. They can ignore us at our 9 to 5. They can't ignore our politicians. And right now, African Americans are in a position that anywhere that you look and you don't see our faces, you can get in.
Absolutely.
All you gotta do is say, why we not here? Oh, you don't fool with us? Nobody wants a lawsuit right now. Trust me. If you can get in there. If you want to join this conversation, get in here. You can call us at 570-763-WMSK. That is 570-763-9675. I have a very knowledgeable brother here. I appreciate him so much. He came not only to talk about Safir Rob, but as a Black man, as a Black king, showing that he supports our community. I appreciate you so very much. I definitely want you to know that.
Thank you.
Now, he doesn't have a lot of time with us, so I definitely want to catch his expertise. One of the things that's beautiful about Black people is we're multifaceted. we've never been in a position where we've had the opportunity to just do one thing. We've always had to double tap the system.
Absolutely.
So this brother is here. He's very knowledgeable about politics, and he's knowledgeable, of course, about who he supports. You know, Safir Rob, but he's also he told me in the mental health system.
Yeah.
And I was explaining to him that one of the things that I've noticed that's going on in the urban community, not only do as a whole we avoid our mental health checkups and mental health, you know, consciousness, but when it comes to the black man, y'all got it hard, man. Y'all have had it hard since the beginning of time. Y'all have had it hard since we've been brought to America. And it is systematic that the black woman is one of your biggest enemies. So one of the things I've noticed that's going on is right now there's a campaign for black men to be able to express their mental health issues, their mental health concerns, and things like that. So I know you're a professional at the trade, but I'm not going to hit you with the professional first. Hey, have to throw that wrench in there. I want to talk to you as Muhammad the black man.
Okay.
Okay. As a black man, you know, I mean, how are you? How you doing, man?
You know what? That's a great question because you don't hear that. I mean, people ask you, "How are you?" all the time, right? But the expectation is that I'm all right. It's the answer that you're gonna always get, but that's actually an expectation.
Yeah.
And when people
Nobody want to hear that.
when people ask you how you doing or what's up, it's just cordial speech. So for you to ask me how am I and how am I as a black man speaks towards the core of who I am, and it forces me to think, well then
How are you?
how am I? Right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we spend too much time thinking about how we're doing on day to day from an emotional or from a mental health, but I'm just gonna say from an emotional standpoint. What's the impact of life, the challenges of life that we go through every day? What is that impact on us tomorrow? Like everything that I went through today, how does that affect who I am tomorrow?
Right.
And to answer your question, if I'm not talking to someone about how I'm doing, I don't know.
I think that oftentimes the black male is forgotten. You know, as a black people, we're often forgotten. And black women, I think that we're a little more remembered. You know what I'm saying? One, because the feminists want to keep us in their fight. That's another show. We're gonna double back on that, okay? I can talk for hours. Good thing my show's 2 hours. But you know, right now, the female condition, Me Too and things like that, it kind of puts females in the forefront. And when it comes to the black male, even I am guilty. I come from a family with plenty of strong black males. So when I got into an environment outside of my family and I was encountering all these weak black males, I took it in contempt. I was angry. I talked about them, I lashed out at them, I laughed at them. But it took me some time to see that many of them are not there because they want to be. They're there because of society. Some are still stuck in the Willie Lynch condition. Some, they don't know how to be a man because y'all are often forgotten. A lot of times, black women, we just expect you to be strong and pay bills and not get on our nerves. And that's not fair because y'all are still humans, you know. So I have a question when it comes to, your behavioral health profession. Do you feel that enough black males are considering their mental health and trying to take care of it?
So now that I'm gonna have to put on that hat, by
Put
trade.
that hat on, bro. We got so many hats as black people. I got 2 in my car and a wig. Come on, bring it out.
I by trade am a mental health clinician, right? So I worked for a long period of time for a hospital and did treatment there. And I found that our needs as a people were not being met in the most impactful way. So I started what's known today as Keys Development or Keys Empowerment. So I think that what I know from the work is that we as people of African descent are resilient.
Man, aren't we though?
We are amazingly resilient. So the example I always love to give is that we went through slavery for 400 years.
And we still
at least
here.
Recorded, right?
Okay.
At least recorded for 400 years. But prior to that, this is where the resiliency comes in. We were put on a boat in chains, and we had to make it all the way from West Africa to these United States, and we made it alive.
Hello.
That within itself is resilience.
That's that good spot right
Then
there.
you went through that 400 years, and you know what happened 50 years after that?
Tell them what happened.
Tuskegee.
Okay, they tried to kill us. Sorry,
No,
we're here now.
Before that one.
Okay.
So in Tuskegee, we had what we know today in Tulsa. So the same thing that was happening in Tulsa was happening in Tuskegee. We don't know about Tuskegee because they ended what we were doing in Tulsa with black excellence in a different way. We know that they burnt Tulsa down. We know that they burnt it down. We had black businesses. Right. We had black doctors.
Hey.
We had black banks.
Hello.
And that was only 50 years after slavery.
Is that where they dropped the bomb, or is that the second casualty?
So that's when they came. That's when these people came in.
The others. I call them the others.
And
that's when the others came in.
That's when the others. Okay. So that's when people came in and they burnt down our city. They burnt down the cities because we were too successful, and that success was too closely associated to black and people of African descent being great, too close to slavery.
Yeah.
And we understand that power, that resiliency is still in us.
It is.
It's still in us. And it comes through our passion. And we hear it through our tone. And too often we hear it when we get angry. But it comes out. It has to find a way out. We just have to find a way to reshape it. And that is the importance of our mental health. Because our mental health and our emotional health will help us reshape that passion and make it something to where Black Wall Street is alive again.
I agree with you, bro. You know, a lot of people don't know their history. They don't know that there was a time in America where they say we was balling. What's the new word? We was lit.
We was lit.
We was all of that. And them others seen us, and they was like, oh no, we know they stronger than us. We know they've shaped and built America. We got to shut it down. That's something very real, okay, in our history. We've always had somebody that wanted to destroy us because they've seen our power. But the thing that always frustrates me is the people that look like us don't see our power. Can you imagine?
I think they see it though.
They do, but some are scared.
Everybody
got different roles.
There you go.
Let me tell you something I learned from the Army. You have to put people where they go. You can fight towards the same goal, and everybody got a different job. We all don't have to be Renaissance men. We all don't have to be abolitionists. We all don't have to be this. Everybody got a different job. You got somebody right now, they're not willing to do nothing but give $100 a month. Put them in their place. You got somebody that's willing to go on the front line and say everything and do everything. Support them in their efforts. You got somebody, she don't know how to do nothing but cook, but y'all can come to her house and get a plate. There's somebody wherever she is that's on the front lines of the fight that needs to eat.
Well, I'm gonna say this because I think with what you're saying is so important because with regards to mental health, everybody has a role. And your first therapist is often your mother,
Mm-hmm.
right? So moms,
You don't have to come back, bro.
moms, look, when you are talking to your children, you are establishing a relationship that is unbreakable, and that is a relationship of trust. And when you are talking to them and they're able to pour in you how they feel,
Right.
you are preparing them for the challenges of life because with that, part of the challenges of life is being able to decompress, being able to talk to someone.
Right.
My fathers, you have to be willing to have uncomfortable conversations with your daughters.
I'm gonna tell you.
Not just your sons, but particularly with your daughters, because what we know through the science that is this mental health, this therapy, this psychology, right, is that these are relationships that help develop who that child is going to be and how they deal with stress.
Brothers, let me send you a air high five and then a pound for the people.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm right with you. Let me tell you something. The men in my family, I always tell them when they have daughters, your main job, however you get to that goal, is to keep your daughter off the pole.
Mm.
That means more than just a strip pole. That means so much. One of the reasons I'm the strong female that I am is because I had strong males in my family. And they shaped what I accepted. They shaped what I expected. So when somebody comes in my life outside of what I expect and what I've learned to reject, I know what to do with it. A lot of black women don't know what to do with it. They don't know. They know their daddy beat up their mama. So guess what they're looking for? Somebody to beat them up. Because that's what love is. They looking for someone that abandons their family and show up sometimes. Because in their mind, that's love. In my family, I didn't have that. My grandparents, my uncles, my cousin, and even my daddy said, this is what a man is, and I expect you to accept no less. So as I traveled in my grown-up scene, I remembered that because they put that jewel, they was there. I seen everything they did, and I listened to everything they said. And it made me to where I was prepared when I met that man that said all of these things and he didn't mean it. I was prepared for that man, the one that used me for my body. There's a lot of women that's not set up for that. They mama, how your mama gonna teach you when she right there with you? Mm-hmm. Sometimes the importance of the black man, I don't care how much society tries to tell you you're not important. The black man is needed in the community. Anybody that knows me know how I am. I need y'all, brothers. We need you. Y'all separation from us, that was never our thing. Back when we was in slavery, we was still getting married. Mm-hmm. We was still jumping that book. Mm-hmm. That still was his woman. They separated us. That was never our thing. Women's Lib came in. You should be mad. Da, da, da. Black women, we didn't have a reason to be mad. Mm. Our man was still trying to protect us in the confounds that he could. He was never trying to neglect us or let us down. That was the white woman's condition. She just pulled us into it. And we said, okay, you know, black men, y'all are needed. We care about your mental health. The real ones, the real women, your queens that y'all say y'all searching for, we care. We know y'all got a hard time. It's hard for y'all out here, man. You got the white man pushing you down. You got the white woman, we don't know what she's trying to do. Trying to set you up, trying to grab you in. And then you have us, the ones that look like your mama, your sisters, and your aunties, telling you you ain't shit. Telling you, I don't need you. We need you. That's why her Facebook post talking about she needs you. We need you, brother. We all have mental health issues. We were brought here on slavery. We was brought here on some bullshit. Of course we have issues. Willie Lips, several years ago, I say that he's one of the most magnificent serial killers. He came up with the plan. I can tell you how to have these quote unquote niggas for years. And it worked, bro. Look at us. It's a light skinned sister right now willing to call me ugly just because I'm brown skin. And there's a brown skinned sister like me willing to watch anything happen to her because I'm mad because she light skinned and she's got better opportunities in this world. All that stuff was set up for us to be distracted from the main purpose. All that stuff was happening for us to be divided. We're the only race that divides ourselves like that. Spanish people, I was in the army. I've been around a lot of Hispanics. Hispanic people, when they see their people, they don't care where they from. If they Hispanic, that's their brother. What you need? What you got? Where you trying to go? How can I help you? White people the same way. They start a business. They need somebody to lay bricks. They remember their cousin Johnny got a nephew that went to Job Corps. He kind of know how to lay bricks. They gonna hire him. Everybody embraces each other but us.
Well, I think that, and that's one of the reasons why I chose to step away from my business and work with and on behalf of Safir. It's because I see someone that's willing to fight for us, that's willing to step away from doing what he's doing, step away from his business and fight on our behalf. Now, some fighters you get behind. In Baltimore, we know a while ago it was a boxer, Hasim Rahman. I don't know if you remember Hasim Rahman. Hasim Rahman knocked out somebody, Lennox Lewis, when nobody thought it could happen. Young brother from Baltimore, and one became the heavyweight champion of the world. That same heavyweight champion of the world, Hasim Rahman, him and Safir grew up in the same house.
Okay, hello.
So when you got that type of fighter in you, when you grow up at the house, it don't matter if it's your cousin or your brother. Y'all gonna get into it a little bit.
Hey, hello.
And it's a brother that can hold his own, right?
Okay.
So when you have that type of fight in you and the knowledge base that he has to fight for us as a people, to fight for us as a community, like this 7th district of Maryland needs someone who's going to fight, but not fight based on just passion and aggression, but fight based on knowledge, knowing how to broker deals that benefit us, not just yell at the top of their lungs and make promises that they can't fulfill.
Brother, we don't have that privilege to yell at the top of our lungs, because when we do that, we're violent. We're not configuring to the system. We're ignorant. It's passion.
That's all.
We don't have that. We don't have that privilege.
But if we have somebody like that, it's on us to get behind that person and support them. And the support that everyone can give right now is not dollars, because he's not looking for dollars.
He's not looking for money.
He's not requesting money. What he is requesting and what I'm asking of your listeners is, look, go online and look them up.
Look
them up, find out about them. The special election is February the 4th. And we need you to come out and make sure you bring 10 people out with you. And that's the way you can fight for this brother and continue to fight for our community. Because this district, the 7th district, has the opportunity to have someone who is not a politician, that's just like you, step into the room of politics and take over. And that's what we're calling for. Come out February the 4th for the special election. Support Safir Rob for Congress. You can connect with Safir on all your social media platforms at Safir, Saafir for Congress, and online at SafirForCongress.com. Now I'm going to do something else. I'm going to give you my number to reach out to me, right? You can reach out to me directly at 410-929-6175.
And he will get back to you because he got back to me and I am pissed. I will text and call you, but hey, bro.
Listen.
He will get back to you, but remember, busy people got stuff going on. Don't be mad because he's busy, man. People got stuff going on. He will get back to you. He is one of the real ones. Okay. He supports one of the real ones, Safir Rob. Okay. To break it down, everything he said, if he was like, I don't know what that brother said, but he in a good suit and I hear his word. Let me break it down for you. Safir Rob, out of Baltimore, District 7. He came from, where he came from, bro?
Park Heights.
He from Park Heights. I'm from Delaware. Please forgive me. I would go visit Park Heights just so I can say I know what they talking about.
Come on through.
Okay? Park Heights, that's where he from. He knows the condition. He knows the situation. He's learned the system. He's ready to help. He knows what to do. He's willing to listen. When I was at that rally in Baltimore 2 weeks ago, the Strong 10,000, every time he stood up and talked, he had my attention. And I felt the vibe in the room. Oh, it's a politician. He's not a career politician. He's not someone trying to get paid. His daddy wasn't the president of some club and he get in the good old system. He knows the system. He's from the neighborhood. He's learned what to do to make changes. He's willing to listen. He's in the mix. Okay? These are the type of people that we need to support. If you can't vote, you a felon. Don't worry. I'm going to change that one day too.
Oh, now we changed that.
Oh,
we can vote. We can, yeah, clap it up for that. So the rights have been restored.
Please tell them, brother.
The rights have been restored for all. So if you have a felony, guess what? It's no longer they can stop you from voting. We can all vote now. So if you have a felony, guess what? Register to vote.
And
if you're in Baltimore, I'm going to let you know you can stop by, call that number, 410-929-6175.
Give us a one more time, bro.
410-929-6175.
His name Muhammad.
And
look, if Muhammad ain't acting right, you can call Jay Renee, 225-341-0911. That's 225-341-0911. If you get on my nerves and get to him, trust me, I'm going to get on his nerves.
Yeah, it's going to happen. But I will work with you to make sure that you can register to vote. And on February the 4th, the special election, come on out to vote. And as my brother Safir would leave you, I just want to leave you with this. We all we got. Where you at?
We all we got. And we all we need. And anybody that is tuned into hip hop humanism, you know, one of the things I say is hip hop is in the hood. Hip hop is our music, it's our movement, it's our heartbeat. It's shaped where we wanted to go. It's shaped how we talk. It's shaped how we dress. Hip hop is very powerful. Our political standpoint is very powerful. If you notice, any powerful music in hip hop talked about politics. It all is together. The urban heartbeat is all together. We just have to get on the same beat. Now, I know we got a little bit of time. I know you said that you were going to leave me soon. I don't want to hold you up long. But I definitely want you to talk about keys and power. I was lucky and blessed enough to be in Baltimore. I'm going to keep talking about that until I make something new happen or something new happen. That's my topic. But I appreciate it, and I always appreciate anybody that's trying to get back to the hood. And one of the things I got to see was the studio that was named after Tupac Shakur. But I know that is not your only achievement. So please give us, before you leave, a brief rundown of what Keys Empowerment is and how to connect with you.
All right, Keys and Powers is a grassroots effort to bring emotional wellness to everyone, focused on our young people. We have the support of a lot of influences, and what you experienced was the Day of 10,000 Strong, and our brother My Song came into town to support the Board Strong team through New York. But what's significant about what Keys does is that we believe that the resources that we need to be able to change and save our young people is already in our community. We don't have to go out and find it. We don't have to mine it. The money that we need to be able to do this work is already there. The only thing we need to do is come together and give of our time. We usually say, I will die for a child.
Right.
I will die for this. What
I'm glad you just said that because I don't want to bring something back. But please.
So what I ask for people with regards to Keys is that if you are from our community and you had the blessing to have the opportunity to go to school and become a counselor or become a therapist, I think you have a duty to come back into your neighborhood and service the same people that you grew up with that helped you get there. And that's what Keys does. We put counselors back into the neighborhoods that they grew up in, and we create programs for kids and their parents to ensure they get the best out of life. If you want to find out more of what that looks like, please go to keysempowers.com. Excuse me, keysempowers.org, keysempowers.org, and you can look us up through the same thing on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, y'all definitely want to check that out. I want to definitely thank again Brother Muhammad for coming out and speaking on it. And most definitely, you can come back anytime. We have much to talk about. I would love your expertise and just your brain as a black man and all of that. But we definitely want to appreciate Brother Muhammad for coming out and talking on behalf of Safir Rob, who is running for U.S. Congress. If you want to talk more about this and just want to know more about what's going on, you can hit me up at Hip Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com, Hip Hop Humanism Radio at gmail.com, and I will definitely put you in touch with him. So we're going to play some more unsigned artists for you if you would like to talk more to the gentleman who is in the building today. You definitely can. He definitely dropped his all his tags, but if you need them again, I will definitely get them to you. We definitely appreciate you for tuning in to us at WMSK Online Radio. If you want to connect with us, you definitely can on IG at WMSK Online Radio and on Twitter at WMSK Online Radio. So we're going to play some unsigned artists for you. We're going to play some some Baby Jen, some Kay Walker, and we're going to play some Tone KGB Capone. So stay with us for the rest of the night. We got 15 minutes left. I appreciate y'all very much. So just stay tuned. I'm sorry. I'll be right back, brother. I'm going to salute you goodbye, but I got to read, okay? Whew. I'm going to unlock this. I think maybe not. I'm back. I'm sorry I had to go.
That's all right. I appreciate the opportunity, sis.
Yes.
I think you got an excellent show for sure.
Thank
You're giving
you.
them what they need.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Like I said, I didn't just say that for radio. I can see inside your brain, and I think you're willing and definitely welcome to come back anytime. The congressman before February and even after, he's definitely welcome to come give me some love.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
people don't love each other.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you for coming, man.
Hey, thank
I
you.
think it went great. But this share.
It sounds good. Now, how do I get?
How do you get everything?
Yeah.
I'm a text message me your email address.
Okay.
And I'll send you everything that I have that way.
All right, I'm sending that.
So I appreciate you.
All right, have a good night, sis.
Be safe. Now that was awesome, right? Okay. Can't get mad at our black brothers trying to help us. Okay? Right. What's up, y'all? I hope that y'all was able to tune into all that greatness. All right, right now I'm on my last 15 minutes, and I got music playing. Here, I got Kate Walker. Okay, this is Kate Walker out of Philadelphia. I appreciate y'all very much. I'm here to know I love you. If you don't remember nothing else, remember that hip hop. Hang together, committed. That's that Tone KGB Capone playing right now. Y'all can definitely look him up on YouTube under Tone KGB Capone. He is out of Delaware, currently residing in North Carolina. That definitely hasn't affected his lyrical ability, so you definitely want to look into him if you like the music that he got.
getting money and snitching. The youngest little niggas packing pistols and hitting. The toughest motherfuckers fucking niggly bitches. Yeah. Needless to say, y'all straight frogs. Frozen all the beers on my arm. Chemical kindness wit in my tongue. Carol the Tootie Cappy up a dog. Like a movie, Chewy and Blue Way. I fuck with Boots. I fuck with Young Gold. Focus like God ain't. I'm trying to pull up in this dirty Maserati. Pop the Deuce. My life a movie, Chewy and Blue Way. I fuck with Gucci. I fuck with Young Gold. Focus like God ain't. I'm trying to pull up in this cherry Maserati.
You may take a break. Never take a break. We're always on MSKOnlineRadio.com. Music 24/7.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing ASAP. We're looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to us. And we'll give you our feedback. And if we like what we read, we will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. We handle everything. Editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, call Page Publishing now for your free author submission kit. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call.
Call now, 800-219-8262, 800-219-8262. 800-219-8262. That's 800-219-8262. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. That's 800-631-1754.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-978-3901. 800-978-3901. 800-978-3901. Once again, that's 800-978-3901.
I'm going to end the show tonight, y'all, with some music by our babies. We have KJ and we have J Stat. I am gone for tonight. I'm on until 11. It's Hip Hop Humanism Radio. If you don't remember nothing else, please remember this, that hip hop is in the hood. I hope that you're good. I hope that you have a good weekend. And please be safe. I'm going to holler at y'all next week, God willing. Good night, y'all.
Worried like a chick, I can't believe they did this to me, but those dummies really sick. I'm not trying to fix mouth, can't see you in a while. People trying to hold my bed, but it's not really been a while. I've been just trying to figure out what is this all about. You didn't deserve none of this. It makes me that I want to shout. I'm scrolling down to turn my ticket picture. I was startled seeing people posting RIP. I'm like, this is dishonor. Then I stopped the car dead, and he told me something. He said they shot you in your chest. It was pizza on wood press like that. Why he had to go like that? If you ever need to intentions of this because he was innocent and had to suffer that quick. My mind has been so full of heavy thoughts that keep taking. Sitting in depression, people don't know what I've been thinking. Hearing stuff left and right, I really wish that I could fight the pain I thought almost every day and night. And my face, you see me quiet. I'm trying to sleep. You're too nice to this hard-working world. Cause every day brings down me the pearl. Trust me, my brother was a star and a legend. When I say I almost cried, then he wrecked the passion. I'm like, dang, I rap too. It's crazy how we angels. That we had so much in common in here till I can't tell you. Every day, sit your breath, I come in, I hold my breath, cause I wanna scream and I wanna shout this shit, but get my anger out, and it's not to hurt anyone by this behavior, but take my shoes to see why I act this way. Every day I try to be strong, counting my blessings, I ain't so much. What's the life for you or so many less? I guess that's where people hurt this body, old fight and killing. I just know that my brother was accepted to the heavens, but I'm gonna keep on breathing and moving until I push through. Keep it love from my brother and my heart, that's what I'm going through. I cannot give up on you, the feeling makes me vulnerable. I wish that down, couldn't take the risk that hurt you. I wish a bunch of stuff didn't go the way it did. I wish I had spent more time when I was a kid. I wish I was there to tell you, hold on. I wish I was there to tell you that you're strong. They take me to the hospital, I carry you. I had never even think about you being gone. And I feel so bad, man. This stuff is really sad. Man, my brother didn't even get a chance to be a dad. Yeah. I don't know what was family like, but I hope they get better in the right hospital. I pray that they catch you up and deal with us the way they deserve. All right, keep going. I got your back. And I never give up on my team. I miss you, and I will never forget about you. That's it. Long live Bob. Love you, brother. I said west side to the best side. Hi, y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming. I see y'all next week.